brain break and a nice duty-free time just to reconnect. And it looks like uh, my camera's a little foggy, but we're gonna see through the fogginess and just get to the main source. Let's see if I can get a little wipe off going on here with my sleeve and my shirt, and see if that helps a little bit. I think it helped a little bit. We'll see. Either way, there's some more daffodils. Smells pretty for you on your timeline as I speak about some cool communication tips. All right. Speaking skills. I've been getting that question a lot. Uh, how do you feel confident speaking when you're nervous speaking? Right? Public speaking seems to be one of the biggest fears that people tend to have, and one of my strengths as a communication expert is speaking in public. My main reason is because I started in the classroom. Case in point, I'm in front of a nice area where school is right behind me, so um, if you can speak to one, you can speak to many. It's that biggest lesson I've learned over time. So one of the tips I love to give to people is speak. Speak to one and be confident in your speech towards that one, right? We all speak to someone. And whether it's spoken verbal language or if it's written language or it's finger language, finger spelling and or sign, uh, language is language and we all use it to communicate. So when it comes time to speaking in front of groups and speaking in front of people, all of a sudden people get nervous. It's like, oh my goodness, people are going to look at me and stare at me and criticize me. And that is one of the biggest things that I think stops so many people from public speaking or speaking in front of groups. And I really wanted to take a few minutes with this because I've had so many clients in the past that have stopped their brilliance and shining in their skills and their strengths because of not wanting to speak in front of people, didn't want to public speak. And I had to remind them that, you speak to people every day, right? And when you use that philosophy, that mental philosophy, that mindset in terms of it doesn't have to be any different. So when the amount of people have increased, hi, say hi, yeah, hi matters. And yes, it matters because people may judge. Just showing you a little bit of where I'm at. And people may judge, and I think that is the biggest fear, is that people will judge. People are going to judge anyway. That's just life. People always got a comment. People always think there's ways of doing better, but they're not doing it, and they always have something to say. So just get that out of your mind as something to stop you from showing up or stop you from speaking in front of those. My key is, hi Rixa, and things that I've used to help myself is that I had to stop caring what others would think. That was the biggest. That's why I do a lot of mindset work in here, helping you guys to navigate it and become more mentally strong, emotionally strong, because all of that is part of communication. If you're not mentally strong, if you're not emotionally strong, then you're going to be all consumed with what are people going to say or how are they going to judge you. And when you get so caught up in that space, it stops you from, oh, well, get some sleep. All right, take care. Thanks for popping in, though. I appreciate it. I hope this was able to give you enough mental strength or something to help you to push you through the next few minutes, or maybe even have a really good sleep. Either way, something told me to. I'm taking my walk. This is my brain break, and this is my movement, my mindful movement. As I take a break from the day, a duty-free break that I promised myself to take every single day. And I wanted to start addressing some communication things that people have been asking me informally. So as they begin to ask me, and if you have questions, feel free to ask. I'll just pop in and answer as I'm walking. It takes nothing to answer these questions. Because I've realized that my presence is the present, so being able to stop in and just sharing some strengths and skill sets that can help you to navigate or push past the fear that doesn't stop you from so many ways of showing up powerfully. That is my thing. People are showing up, but they're showing up timidly. They're afraid. And they're afraid of judgment. They're afraid of what others are going to think. They're afraid it's not going to be perfect. They're afraid they're going to mess up in the words. It's not going to come off sounding right. They're going to laugh at how I look. They're going to laugh at what I say. This doesn't make any sense what I'm saying. These are all the things I've heard of why people have stopped speaking out loud or speaking in front of groups or public speaking. So I wanted to just stop it and address some of it here so that you don't allow that from you showing up in life, being yourself, being confidently you, and sharing the brilliance that you have, that God has given you, that you've learned over time, that you've learned through practice, learned through experience. Like, people are not stopping to get the answers, they're stopping to help to get clarity. And if you can share something that can help that person or help someone or help people who are in the audience or that other group of people, if you're doing public speaking in front of groups, if you've been placed there, then most likely you're supposed to be there. If you've been placed in front of people, then most likely you're supposed to be placed in front of people. If you've got information, then most likely your information is for other people. Don't stop and don't sleep on it. You may think it's something small and simple, but the whole world may not think that way. They may be waiting patiently or anxiously waiting for you to show up powerfully as yourself. So own your strength, own who you are. That's all those mindset things that I've been working on and consistently speaking of. You need some support in some mindfulness, some powerful, some strength in who you are, some mental strength, whatever. There are lots of videos on my trail. You can go and check in any of those. But if they're all holding you back from showing up and communicating, especially public speaking or speaking in front of groups, then definitely continue working on developing your strength in your mindset, becoming more mindful of who you are, and owning your brilliance. A lot of it is owning your brilliance, owning what you know, owning your skills, and then opening your mouth and sharing it. Now, of course, there's little skills and strategies that you could use to be better. I'm not saying that you can't be better. Hey, you didn't fall asleep yet? But if it's just showing up and opening your mouth, just getting the start part done, this is your indication, this is your motivation, this is your kick in the rear end for you to move and to open your mouth and not to be so concerned about what others are going to say or what others are going to judge or criticize, because even that negative chatter that you're going to tell yourself that people are going to say and do, that stops you and that prevents all the things that has to be done. It just stops you, and we don't want to do that, not when you are blessed and highly purposed to be here with all the things that you do and all of who you are. These are some of the things that I told myself as I continue to make my path, especially healing, recovery, strengthening, owning my own strength, owning my own skills, owning my own brilliance, owning the fact that I had to open my mouth to be able to share who I am inside, and whoever needs to receive it is going to get it, because I know God placed me here to share his messages in different ways. Communication is what I do. That's who I am. Mental strength is what I live. Mindset and meditation, that's who I be. Motivation, that's just what I do. So I just decided to use my strengths and my skills to make sure that I am living the path that God has for me. And my wish for you, my desire for you, as I take my little mind breaks or take my brain breaks or take moments just to share with you as I'm working on me, is that you receive what you need to receive, and you take that and you go out there and you impact the world. Boom. They didn't even know you were coming. Here you are. And you're ready. Stay ready. Alright, so I'm going to continue wrapping this up. I'm going to continue my walk. I don't like this screen this way because I did not clean my lens so well. So it's kind of foggy when I do the other way. So sorry, I can't show you too much of the other camera. But got to see a little bit about me. I'm still here. It's one of my schools. Yes, I'm an educator. Yes, I am a communication expert that serves all ages, from young to old. But the best part about it is that it's who I am. It's my gift. It's my strength. It's what I live. It's what I've learned. It's what I do. It's what I teach. It's what I share. It's what I speak on. So don't hold yourself back is the message. We're communicating anyway. Every time we open our mouth, every time we write or text or send a message, we're communicating. So you're doing it anyway. I just go out there and do it unafraid and do it without fear. Do it with your mind strong so that if others are going to criticize, others are going to say something about you, it rubs off of you, it runs off of you, and you don't even take it on because you know they got to say anything anyway. So that's usually my response like, oh, you didn't like it? Okay, change your channel. Go to a different space. Go another space. Go listen somewhere else. But if you know what I know, you would stay right here and you would get exactly what you're supposed to get because you were sent here just like how I am sent here. That is the message for today. I'm going to continue spending a few minutes just to do some meditation and then I'll continue my movement around the track. People are moving. I'm going to get up and move. I'm going to turn off the camera and I'm just going to be present because I came in and shared the message that I was supposed to share. Hopefully you received it. If you received it, say, I got it. For those who have subscribed today, thank you for subscribing and say hi because your hi does matter.